out there. This is your boy Weapon X, aka the Reaper. I'm doing something a little different this time right here. I'm gonna do something real special that's been on my heart for a minute. I want to introduce y'all to my new channel. That's the foundation, our story, ancestral tree. That's right, my new channel, the foundation, our story, ancestral tree. Now I want to start this documentary off. I want to start interviewing all my family members, my loved ones. I want to start getting everybody together and collectively filing and logging our history, getting our history together so we can pass down to our future generations, so they can have something to look back on and say, you know what, okay, I know where my grandfather came from, I know where my mother came from, I know the history on this, I know the history on that. So that's the purpose of this channel right there. You know, I gotta introduce it like that so everybody can get familiar with it. Mostly this is for my family, my loved ones, and my friends. If you want me to document your story, document some history for you, hit me up at youngfresh7373@gmail.com. Hit me, inbox me, let me know you want to get, you know, your information documented. Alright? So we're gonna set it off like this right here. Now, being that I ain't got nobody interviewing me, I'm gonna do a KRS-One and interview myself. Alright? So this is how I'm gonna start off when I do interview somebody, one of my loved ones, one of our families members. It will start off like this. Now I am reading from the paper, so you know, here we go. I would like to start off by saying welcome to the foundation, our story. Introducing our first guest is none other than your boy, Robert Kevin Draper. Yes. Round of applause, round of applause. Owner, CEO, producer, executive producer, director. I'm doing it all right now. So I get all my family involved. I'm doing it like this right now. Alright? So here we go. Introducing the first guest, like I said, that's me, Robert Kevin Draper. The first question would go like this. What is your name? Once again, my name is Robert Kevin Draper. Second question would go like this. Where were you born? I was born in Thomasville, Georgia. Thomasville Hospital, Thomasville, Georgia. If anybody familiar with Georgia, that's way deep south in Georgia. That's like past Savannah, Waycross. That's deep, deep, dirty south. That's where I was born. 7/21/73. That's my date of birth. When I was born, Bruce Lee died. When he died, I was born. Just a little fun fact. The next question will be, how old are you? At the present moment, August 8th, well, it's August 9th now, but August 9th, 2020, I'm 47 years old. My birthday was July 21st. I thank God I made it to see another year. I'm so appreciative that I made it to see another year. All praises due to God. My next question will be, what grammar school did you attend? I went to Hawkins Street Elementary School down in the Neck. It went from kindergarten to 8th grade. I started there second grade. My second grade teacher was, who was my second grade teacher? It's a good question. Man, I can't remember her name, but yeah, I started second grade there. Before that, I was in Belmont Runyon. That's in that's up the hill over there by Shabazz. That's where I started school. But from my recollection, in 1980, we moved to Hyatt Court, down in the neck, past Ferry Street, close to the Pulaski Skyway. That's where my mother moved with myself, my brother Stephen Nevels. We all moved down there, and that was the official grammar school that I can recollect going to, Hawkins Street School. It was maybe like a block from the projects. Good old days. Hyatt Court. Good days. The high school I attended, I went from second grade to 8th grade. I'm not going to name all my teachers, but I will name one. Miss Pablo. She was a beautiful woman. And I don't mean looks and everything, but she was nice too. But I was in the 6th grade. Had her in the 6th grade. She was a real sweetheart. She took me under the wing. She made sure I was always, at my best, trying to really, push me. Because she saw the potential. I wanted to be a clown, but she saw the potential in me, and she really pushed me. So I definitely want to give a big shout out to Miss Pablo. She was definitely a big inspiration on my life. And I even went back to her. Once I graduated from Hawkins Street, I went to East Side High. Not the East Side in Patterson, the East Side High right here in Newark, New Jersey, down in the neck. All Italians, mob related, all that good stuff. The principal was mobbed out, all that great stuff. But yeah, I attended Eastside High School. I did 9th all the way to the 12th. I graduated 1991. Yeah, 91. Graduated. It was a good high school. I can't really recollect too many of my teachers, because back then we was cutting up. You know what I'm saying? Cutting classes, chasing girls, trying to be popular, things of that nature, man. But Eastside was a real cool school. I met a lot of good friends in Eastside from all over, man. Up the hill, Prince Street, of course, Pennington Court. That was like our neighboring projects, along with FDR projects. There was Hyatt Court, FDR, which is Roosevelt projects, a little Fugazi projects called Prudentials. That was maybe about 20 blocks from where we lived. It was, it wasn't really considered to be a project, but it was high rises. But it was like almost like mid luxury high rises. But those were the neighboring, just say projects, in the area. And we all went to East Side. Most of us went to Hawkins Street. If they didn't go to Wilson Avenue Grammar School. But most of us all, from that area, we went to East Side High. Yeah, down over there. I think that's Van Buren. Yeah, Van Buren. Some good times over there, man. Some real good times. My next question will be, where did I grow up? I grew up, like I said, that I can recollect. I grew up down that Hyatt Court projects, the Ironbound section. That's where a lot of Portuguese, a lot of Spanish, a lot of, I want to say, I'm going to just keep it real. We was all poor. So poor whites, poor blacks, poor Portuguese. You had a lot of people down there. There was a few with money. I ain't going to say a lot, but a few did have some money. But in my area, we were all poor, but we were happy. Everybody loved each other. It wasn't no, I didn't grow up with the racism. Like I said, man, it was white. I had white friends, Christopher, and, you know, cats like that, Portuguese Peter. You know, growing up with the Spanish, man, we all had love for each other, man. And their moms would, you know, embrace us because we was all in the struggle together. You know, this is like the Reagan era. So, you know, we was all in the struggle together. Wasn't nobody trying to be better than nobody or nothing like that. Everybody was, you know, family. Straight up. Everybody was family down here, man. Hyatt Court Projects, man. Good times down there, man. I remember when we first moved down here, you know, 1980. I'll never forget when we pulled up with the U-Haul truck, whatever moving service we used. Because we moved from, let's see, where was that? West Runyon. That's up the hill. We moved from West Runyon to Hyatt Court. So we moved from an apartment building to the projects. Big difference. Get down to the projects, I'll never forget the first person to run up on us and ask did we need any help was a brother by the name of Bennett and Brian. They were twin brothers. It was like, y'all need some help. You know, my mother was never too proud. She'd be like, yeah, we need some help. They helped us move, man. I don't know how much money my mother gave them. She probably gave them like $20, $25 a piece. But they was out there with us. My mom moved about, I want to say 8 o'clock at night, because she would always say she don't want people move at night so they can't see what you're bringing in the house. Ruby Draper, word up. But yeah, definitely. Bennett and Brian, first two brothers we met down there. And they helped us move in, and, you know, the rest was history. Next question will be, what was my childhood like? To be honest with you, living in those projects, living in that ghetto was so much fun. Hyatt Court was so much fun back then. 1980 all the way up until I think the time we moved. I moved anyway out when I got older. I moved out about 97, 98. I want to say 98, 99 is when I moved. I want to say 98, 99. Let's say that. But the childhood was super fun. All we did was go to school, couldn't wait to go to school, talk to your friends, hang out with your boys, chase girls, you know, do your little work. You know what I'm saying? If you was doing work back then, I had a lot of people doing my homework. Yeah, back then, I had a couple of cats doing my homework. Not on no bullying or nothing like that. I was just cool. I had a good personality. People clicked with me. You know what I'm saying? They loved Fest. Shout out to Cedric Honeyblue, aka K Love, who gave me that name, Fest. That was my brother Saladin, Stephen Neville's. That was his partner. He named me Fest because I always wore glasses, so he called me Fest, short for Professor. But yeah, you know, just growing up down there, chilling in them projects, man, in the hallways, kicking it with the fellas, you know, talking about the cartoons, G.I. Joe, Transformers, all kinds of, you know, Hanna-Barbera, all that stuff, man, you know what I mean? Tom and Jerry, Woody Woodpecker, all the good cartoons, man, growing up down there. I wasn't really into sports, but, you know, a lot of the cats I grew up with, they were. So, you know, I'll shoot a little basketball, try to play a little football. Baseball wasn't my thing, but like I said, we had a lot of Spanish down there, so, you know, we did that too. You know, we played baseball, basketball. I was pretty okay. Football, no good. But I tried. You know, what I mean, oh, come on, man, let's play. Let's get the game. We play. You know what I'm saying? Topsies, when we used to play with the topsies, they call it skulls. Some people call it skullsies, but we call it topsies, where we shoot the top out your thumb. You know what I'm saying? But yo, that was the joint back then, man. Running around, playing cops and robbers. We all back then, man, like the guns looked so real. They ain't had them green tips, red tips, yellow tips. We ain't had none of that. It was just a cast iron metal gun, BB gun, or whatever it was. Even the plastic guns looked real. That's how I got into weapons. You know what I'm saying? Because the G.I. Joe men my mom used to buy me, they all came with different type of hardware. You know, M16s, AK-47s, MAC-10s, Uzis, German Lugers. You know what I'm saying? MP5s, all kinds of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Beretta 92As, like 380s, you know what I'm saying? 38 specials, 44 mags. All the G.I. Joe, man, had that. M16s, M60, grenade launchers, rocket launchers, all kinds of stuff, man. So, you know, just running around back then, man, in the 80s, playing G.I. Joe outside. You know, I always wanted to be Cobra Commander. You know what I mean? I like to lead, so I would always either be Cobra Commander or Destro. Yo, man, a lot of fun down there, man, a lot of fun. Then when we got into wrestling, making our own belts out of cardboard, putting aluminum foil on them, you know what I'm saying, doing all that right there. Yo, we'll go to the back where the clothes lines will be these poles that everybody hang their clothes on. Once you wash clothes, you bring them outside and you can hang them. Damn, remember you used to hang your clothes out to dry? Nobody ever messed with them either. But we would get some rope, make our own little ring in there, be out there wrestling. Shout out to all my old school wrestling heads, man. Yo, we had a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Then we got into the BMX bikes. I know I'm rambling, but you know, that's my childhood. You know what I mean? Got into the BMX bikes. We start riding bikes, start doing wheelies, bunny hops, endos, broncos, all that good stuff, man. Just being a kid, man. Really being a kid, not trying to grow up too fast, not trying to be all, you know, crazy with it or Mr. Tough Guy. We enjoyed our childhood. We did it to the fullest. Like I said, when it came to playing with toys, when it came to riding bikes, chilling, you know, then a little hangout would come where, you know, we start going to the little store, Poppy's store. He had the arcade games up in there. So, you know, Mom Dukes give you a couple of dollars, you know what I'm saying, $3 or $4. You go get you $3 or $4 in quarters, play the games, Miss Pac-Man, you know what I'm saying, Pac-Man, Centipede, Satan's Hollow, all them good joints, man. Yo, childhood was excellent, bro. Childhood was excellent. Shout out to all my family members, man. This is for y'all right here. This is legendary. This is history. This is our history. This is our story. You know what I mean? We telling it from our perspective. And who was there was there. Y'all can build. Y'all can tune in and get with it as well, man. The foundation, our story, ancestral tree. Yeah. So the next question will be, who were your parents? Well, for me, I'm gonna start with my mother, since she the queen, she the earth, she was the head of the household. My mother was Ruby Lee Draper. Maiden name, Ruby Lee Rawlins. She was from, if I'm not mistaken, once my other siblings get up here, they can correct it if I'm wrong. But I believe she was born in Valdosta, Georgia. Valdosta, Georgia. 1930 is when my mother was born. August 20th. Her birthday is right around the corner, y'all. So, you know, happy birthday, Mom. Love you, miss you, rest in peace. Never be another woman like me. I love you, Mom. Ruby Draper, rest in peace. That was my mother, Ruby Draper. What type of woman was Ruby? Ruby was a real stone cold hustler. She just had it in her bones to go get it. My mom was a go-getter. And I'm not saying that just because it's my mom's, but I'm pretty sure when my brothers and sisters do their documentary, they're going to say the same thing. Our mother was a go-getter. She would go get the bread. You understand? She would have her own businesses. And I mean, from way back, when I was a little young. You know what I'm saying? My mother was driving Cadillacs, brand new, off the lot. No miles on them, off the showroom, paying cash for them. And I know my brothers and sisters can agree with that, because they was there to see it before me. When I was born, she was still doing the same thing, buying Cadillacs, getting Lincolns, Chevy Novas. Man, listen, Ruby Draper was an awesome woman. When I say she would hustle from sun up to sun down, that's how she got down. Real talk. I remember my mom having businesses as far as like flea marketing go. She would always she wouldn't throw nothing away. Everything was a profit. My mom would, you know, if it was too small for us again, you know what I'm saying, or we couldn't fit it no more, the brothers couldn't fit their stuff, she would bag it up, tag it up, take it to the flea market, Clinton Ave, Prince Street, you know what I'm saying, all up the hill. Wherever they did flea markets, she'd pay her fare, set up shop, make money. I remember Mom used to take me with her, and I used to watch her just make money all day. Customers come through, try to haggle with my mom. Like, oh, this is too much. My mom would, you know, a lot of stuff back then was, you know, $1, $5, maybe $10 tops, unless you was getting something, you know, like a coat or something, maybe $50, $25 on it. But my mother would make great money, man. And then that kind of built my entrepreneur spirit, because she would say, baby, instead of, you know, putting your old toys in the toy box and not messing with them and playing with them no more, if you're not going to do nothing with them, you know what? Bag them, tag them, and let's sell them. No, Mom, I don't want to get rid of my toys. No, Mom, I don't want to get rid of my toys. Yo, real talk. Real talk. I bagged up a couple of my old wrestling men, a couple of old G.I. Joe men, which I regret doing, because those jokers are worth a lot of money. But I bagged it up, tagged it up, went out there with maybe about 10 toys. You know what I'm saying? Put like $3 on this, $2 on that. I forgot how much money I made, but to a kid in like 1977, 1979, you know, $10, $20 was a lot of money to a little joker, man. You know what I'm saying? Plus you made the money yourself. Man, it was nothing like it. That was Ruby Draper. An entrepreneur, a good-spirited woman, Christian woman, God-fearing woman, great mother, you know what I mean, great sister, great daughter, great aunt, Ruby Draper. If you was in need, she would help you out. You know what I mean? You crossed her, that was your ass. If you crossed Ruby Draper, that was your ass. And my mother was a loan shark. If you borrowed any money from Ruby Draper, best believe you was paying back some interest. You know what I mean? You borrowed $10, you was paying back $15. You borrowed $100, you was paying back $150. That's how my mother did it, man. Word. Casino head. She used to love going down to Atlantic City, go down there and gamble. You know what I'm saying? Her partner, God rest her soul, I believe her name was Miss Hargrove. She would go with Miss Hargrove to Atlantic City. They'd go, my mother would go down there, a couple of G's and leave it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes she get lucky, get, hit, come back with a couple of, I say buckets, but they was like cups with valleys on it, Trump, or whatever the casino was, resorts. She'll come back filled with quarters, nickels, mostly quarters. She used to like to play the quarter machine or the 50-cent machine, dollar machine too, but she was a quarter machine. Yo, Ruby Draper, man, I love you, Mom. I can say so many wonderful things about you. So many wonderful things about you. I miss you. I know all my siblings miss you. The grandkids. Mom, I can keep going, you know what I'm saying? Because Pop Dukes, he was goody, but my mom's was, I'm telling you, and she could cook, could clean. Now, she was on her Fred Sanford shit, you know what I'm saying? She definitely kept a lot of junk in the house. It wasn't really junk, it was just like a lot of antiques, a lot of, just stuff passed down from her family. You know what I'm saying, that she collected over the years and she just kept. And then all the flea marketing she did once she got older, once you get older and you ain't in the game no more, you got a lot of material. So my mom never liked to throw nothing away. So, dang, Ruby Draper. Ruby. We go to my next question. It still pertains to the same question. Who were your parents? My father was Robert Stafford Draper. Robert Stafford Draper. And I just went over there to do something to that camera. I guess it stopped recording. I don't know, but I'm still here with it. Robert Draper. What can I say about him? Sharp dresser, stayed with the fly cars, Caddies, Lincolns, Novas, Buicks, Pontiacs, muscle cars, you name it. My dad was into that. Getting suited and booted, you know what I mean? Throwing on the suits, some hard bottoms, you know what I'm saying? Nice, nice, damn, what do you call them, hats? Arrows, something like that. But just a real sharp dresser. You know what I mean? Suit and tie dude when he wanted to, you know what I'm saying? This was, early on, 70s when I knew my dad anyway. So, butterfly collar, you know what I'm saying? Big collars or whatever, open shirt, head, chest, all that good stuff. He was into, got him into too about my mom. She was heavy on the jewelry game. That's where I get it from. You know what I mean? My mom was heavy on the jewelry game. I had to get back to my mom. You know what I mean? I couldn't leave that part out. The jewelry, she was murdering. You know what I mean? Diamond rings, gold rings, silver, bronze. What else she was into? Copper. A lot of the old school rings with the tiger eye in it, and quartz, all kinds of crystals, you know what I'm saying? Stones. She was a stone star for real. You know what I mean? That's another thing I had to mention about my mom. Sharp dresser too, man. Mom Dukes, man, used to give it up out there. You know what I'm saying? When she used to roll out, she used to roll out. She was definitely something to look at, guy. Your head would turn like, oh, what's that? Oh, them some nice shoes, Miss Draper. Or I like your hat, Miss Draper. Every time I was with my mom, she would give mad compliments. Yeah, I'm back on my mom, because, yo, her story is just endless, man. And I hope when my brothers and sisters get up here, and cousins and aunts and uncles and nieces and nephews, they gonna shed light too. So y'all will see. You know what I mean? But go back to my dad. He was a sharp dresser. You know, if I'm not mistaken with my dad, he was born in Bluesville, Virginia, Bluesville, Virginia, or Bluford, Virginia. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. But I know he was from VA. You know, hooked up with my mom. You know, stories I've heard about my dad. You know, he used to drive trucks for Tropicana, the orange juice company. You know what I'm saying? He used to drive the trucks for them. Like I said, always into the cars, but also he had his own mechanic shop. Yeah, he was a mechanic, certified mechanic, not one of the back alley joints, but a certified mechanic, and he had a shop over there on Hawthorne Ave. I do remember as a youngster hanging out at his shop. You know what I'm saying? Customers come through with their cars. They want a little oil change, brake job done, or, you know, tires, flat tires, stuff like that. I'll be running around the shop, or I'll be outside. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes I'll just stand right there and watch him do his thing. You know what I mean? Certified mechanic, Robert Draper, man. Didn't spend a lot of time with my dad, you know, not like my mom's, you know, not like my mom's, but Pops, he was a good dude. I love him, got nothing but respect for him. You know, I just really wish he would have been around to see me grow into the man that I grew into. That would have been real special, you know, to have that bond with my dad. You know, as a kid, spoiled to death, man. He would do this. He would be like, here, son. He would call me man and bang me on my knee. Like, man. But he turned me on to the circular section in the Toys R Us ad, and be like, you know, just let me know what you want, I'll get it for you, man. I'm like, all right, Dad. Circle the toys I want. You know what I'm saying? Get it to him, and when that time came, Christmas came, I had it. I had it, man. You know, I remember times riding in his cars. Cars used to be loud, man. You see how Jokers got the Flowmasters and the pipes and everything. Back then, they used to call them cherry bombs. For those who take it back to the 60s and the 70s, even mid-80s, you know, old heads with the muscle cars and everything. Even like my dad would pimp out a caddy and throw the cherry bombs on there. So you knew when he came, because when he hit that accelerator, boom, 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 you just hear popping. You know what I'm saying? My mom be like, your dad here. I'll be looking out the window, you know what I'm saying, see if he coming. I'll be him, because wasn't nobody down my projects had them on their car. So I knew when my pops came through, man. And special guy, man, special guy. You know, I got a lot of his features, a lot of his ways, as far as you know, like getting suited and booted, hard bottoms, getting G'd up. I do get that from my father. You know what I'm saying? Definitely get that from my father. Smooth talking, you know what I mean? Ladies, man, definitely. My pops was that. You know what I mean? My moms fell in love. They had me, and the rest is history, man. So, I want to say rest in peace to my father as well, Robert Draper. You missed too. You know, thank God you did get to see your granddaughter, but she was a baby, but you did get to meet her, man. And we made our peace, and it was good to see the old man. You know, so rest in peace, Robert Draper. Love you. Okay. The other question was, where were they born? What was life like for them? I told you where they were born. Now, my mom, down south, 1930. Picture it. 1930, you know, that's around, I think they was just coming out of the Great Depression. You know what I'm saying? That's when America was going through that hardship. But just imagine, 1930, growing up in the South, Thomasville, Georgia, 8 miles to the borderline of Tallahassee, Florida. I'll never forget that. My aunt lived right there, and boom, we would always go from Thomasville to Tallahassee, 8 miles. But anyway, I'm gonna paint the picture for you. 1930, grown up, you know, things are way different. You know what I mean? The electricity game is different. Running water game is different. You know, this is when you grew your food. You know what I'm saying? You had your farm. You know, you had your chickens, your cows, all that good stuff, man. So just picture, you know, on some color purple, you know what I'm saying, type of flow. But, you know, I never really got into that with my mom, like, you know, what was life like, you know, when you was growing up. You know, I know a little something. You know, she told me she was working early at the age of like 13. You know what I mean? Her and her sister, my aunt Johnny Pearl, rest in peace. Her brother, my uncle Buddy, Freeman Rollins, they all, and my aunt, her sister as well, my aunt Willamette, all working at the ages of like 12, 13, young, you know what I'm saying, young, doing stuff around the house, helping out with the crops, all that stuff, keeping up the property, because her parents, which is my grandparents, Fannie Mae Rollins, and her husband, which is my grandfather, John H. Rollins. I believe it's John H. But John Rollins. And helping them out around the house. They always had property and some type of business, moonshining, selling chicken eggs, you know what I'm saying? Just whatever, man. Back then, man, tobacco, growing their own tobacco, you know, just like I said, growing their own crops, vegetables, and things of that nature, man. So, you know, that's where she got her hustling spirit from. So, like I said, coming out of the slavery era, you know what I'm saying, and the Ku Klux Klan and all that extra jazz, you know what I mean? Like, just picture that time growing up, going to school, wasn't no buses. My mom said they used to have to walk miles and miles and miles to get to school. You know what I mean? When now cats can just walk up the street and they're at the school. Or back, you know, catch the bus to later on catching cabs, to later on now you can catch an Uber, or now you're driving yourself to school, or your parents letting you hold a whip. But back then, you know, 1930, I don't even know if my mom and them my grandparents had cars. I don't know. Now my older siblings, they would be able to tell that story, but I'm just giving y'all my perspective on what I do know. And like I said, paint the picture for 1930. So that's where my mother grew up in, Valdosta, Georgia, which later, I believe, they migrated over to Thomasville, Georgia. That's where her parents, I know that last house, that's where they was at, in Thomasville, Georgia. Over there on, I believe that's Magnolia Road. Wow, Magnolia Road. Yeah, right across the yard from Miss Wynn, and right across the yard from her brother, you know what I'm saying, Freeman Rollins, Uncle Buddy. I'm gonna just call him Uncle Buddy. You know what I'm saying? But his property was right there too. Large, big property, man. Big property. You know what I'm saying? Decent sized house, but big property, man. Sheesh. All kinds of blackberry trees, raspberry trees, pecan trees, peach trees, apple trees. I know it was pecans. I don't think it was walnuts, but it was pecan trees back there, man. They was growing everything: squash, collard greens, tomatoes, potatoes, carrots. They both, between both properties, they had it all. Watermelons. I remember one time back there, man, watermelons back there growing. Like, sheesh. Yeah, man. So my pops, I really don't know, you know what I'm saying, where he, how it was for him. I didn't really get that side of the story to know, like, how was life for you, Dad? Like, was it rough? Were you this? Were you that? Not sure. Never really got that story from him, but, as far as what my mom told me, pretty decent childhood. He had a couple of siblings, his brother, Bob Draper, which is, I'm sorry. Yeah, Bob. That was his name. Bob. David. Uncle David. That was his name. Uncle David. I'm sorry. Uncle David. Then he had some sisters as well. I got a chance to meet them as well. Sally and Ann Draper. If I'm not mistaken, they were from the Bronx, New York, and every now and then we would go to New York and go pay them a visit, and there my mom and pops and they'd be drinking Heinekens, and my pops be smoking his cigars, and they'd be in there playing cards or whatever they be doing. Pacino, that was big back in the day. Them playing Pacino for money. My mom used to always throw Pacino parties. Sheesh, I'm telling you, hustler, man. Hustler, spades, all that stuff. 500, solitaire. That was my mother thing, man. So yeah, that's what I know about my pops. Growing up, I guess I don't even know where he grew up at. So I'm not even going to elaborate on that. I'm going to go to the next question. Were they working class folks? Were they working class people? Yes. My parents were hard workers. They would go out there and get to it. They would definitely go out there and get to it. There was no shame in their game. They worked. My mother sometimes worked 2 jobs and hustled on the side. You know what I mean? Getting my brothers in the same factory she worked in. You know what I'm saying? I remember my mom talking about, working at this place called Hall of Fame. She got my brother John Jordan in, rest in peace. My brother, she got him in. 2 guys, all kinds of spots they had. You know what I mean? Jobs. My pops, like I said, he was a truck driver for Tropicana. Then I believe he probably went straight into his own business after that. Then he even had a tow truck business too. He was towing vehicles. Man, yeah, he did have a tow truck business. Towing trucks, doing the mechanic thing. Yeah, Pops was getting to it, man. So they were both working class people. getting right to it. You know, like I said, I had a pretty decent childhood. You know, I didn't want for nothing. We never starved. We never went without food. We never went with rent not being paid or the lights being cut off. I could never say I can recall a time where the electricity was off or we had to borrow food. Now, my time, I'm a 73 baby. I don't know about my brothers who was born in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. I don't know about that. They would have to tell their story and the facts would be the facts. But for me, now, did I wear a lot of secondhand stuff? Yeah, because my brother Saladin, Stephen Nevels, whatever got too small for him, he would pass it down to me. And I would appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? It was fly stuff. We had different fathers. His father would spoil him and his brothers to the T, man. My brother Stephen Nevels, my brother Willie Nevels, and my brother Martin Nevels. They all had the same father. And Mr. Willie, God rest his soul, God bless his soul. He was a super stand-up man. Super stand-up man. You know what I mean? I take my hat off to him. I salute him. You know, I model a lot of myself after him as well because he was in my life and he was a really positive role model. You know what I mean? But yeah, I wore hand-me-downs. Sometimes my mom would, you know, when she would go to the flea markets and she'd be selling, she'll buy. And, you know, she might get a pair of used Nikes for the boy or a pair of used Pumas or Adidas. You know what I'm saying? That was one thing with my mom. She wasn't big on buying them. Not me, I don't know about the other brothers, but she wasn't big on buying like name brand or nothing like that. She would always be like, boy, you better not worry about them, what them people saying about you, because what they saying about you, they probably going through it themselves. You know, don't worry about that. Oh, hell if the boys is teasing you because I mean, your Adidas got 4 stripes instead of 3. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to my brother, man, Sal, because he would always pass me down that fly stuff. Because his pops would just, whatever it was, leather bombers, sheepskins, gooses, Cordervilles, Sherlins, you know what I'm saying, Gazelles, whatever it was he wanted, his pops got it for me. You know what I'm saying? So when he got too big, he got too big for it, got too small, gave it to me. And I was fresh to death. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, shout out to them, man. Shout out to them. Now, my next question will be, what were some of the things you learned from them? As you all know, I've been a working class person my damn self for a long time. You know, praise God, I've been with New Jersey Transit for 20 years. Before that, I was a truck driver for a company called Go Transport. I was with them for like 3 years. You know, that company folded and shut down. You know, but before that, I was always working, man. I always had a job. It was something, you know, even when it was minimum wage, it was like $5.25 back in the days. I still worked, you know what I mean? Just moving, whatever, man, hustling, you know what I'm saying? Selling this, selling that. Whatever I had to do to make the dollar, man, you know what I mean? It was being made, you know, legally. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna talk about no illegal. You know, at a certain age, you know, I was just, you know, hey, man, if this can move, I'm going to sell it. You know what I mean? Do my thing. Thanks to my brother, Saladin, my cousin, Troy Carter, another hustler, man. We had our own stores, man. We had 2 of them things, man. You know what I mean? We had a shoe store in Harrison, New Jersey. It's 1997. And we had a clothing store on 17th and Clinton Ave, 1997. You know what I mean? So we always had that hustling spirit. So I say from them, I definitely learned from my mother the manners. She taught all her sons and daughters granddaughters, nieces and nephews, aunts, cousins, the whole family about mannerism. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I used to just watch how people used to be like, Miss Draper, your children are so mannerable. They're so polite. They're so respectful. And she would like really smile. That meant a lot to them, man. Back in them days when, you know, you would raise your kids right. Like, my mom was that type of woman that'd be like, when the grown folks is talking, y'all go in the room. You knew better. You couldn't sit in your mama or your pop's face and hear their conversation, especially if they was, you know, mingling and drinking or whatever. They was having their little social gatherings, playing spades or Bacino or 500 or backgammon or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Pacino, playing for money or whatever cards. Whatever they was doing, man, you all knew not to be there. You had to get up out of your mama or dad, just look at you and you was out the spot or you got your ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? So definitely learn mannerism, how to respect people, patience, kindness, you know what I mean, pity, mercy, being humble. You know what I'm saying? It came a lot later, but that's where we got it from. Mom Dukes, the hustle, you know what I'm saying? Just modeling ourselves after my mother and father. That includes both of them. You know what I'm saying? My pops, you know, learned how to fix cars, learned how to really work on things. Like, I'm really good with my hands. You know, I'm a jack of all trades. Like, you know, if you break it, I can fix it, man. Or if I want it, I can't afford it, I'll make it myself, man. You know? But those are some of the things I learned from my parents. You know, and I'm glad that they taught us that, because I'm glad I learned. This is my video, so I'm glad I learned, because it taught me values, morals, honor, dignity, pride, you know, just being a stand-up guy to this day. Like, my reputation, it ain't tarnished. You know what I mean? That's from being just a student of the game to my mom, you know what I'm saying, and pops, you know, and Mr. Willie. Gotta give Mr. Willie a lot of credit. That's my brother's father. Gotta give him a lot of credit, because he was a hard-working man, and I saw that. You know, it was nothing he wouldn't do for his children. And I felt the same way when I had my daughter. It was nothing I wouldn't do for her. Like, I don't care what I would have to do, I was going to provide for my daughter. I was going to make sure she had a great life. Nothing like my life. So those are the things I learned from my parents. And I love them for that. And, you know, I'm glad it kicked in. At whatever age it kicked in, I'm super glad it did. I appreciate you guys. Rest in peace. I'll see you when I get there. I love you. Let me fall into this next question. The next question would be asking, where are you now in life? Now in life, at 47 years old, 2020. Yes, 2020. I was born 1973, and God blessed me to see 2020. I would say I'm in pretty decent health. Still stand on my morals. Still stand on my dignity. Still stand on respect. I give respect. I show respect. I expect respect. You know, I ain't never been no wild gangster, no killer, none of that. I've always been a humble dude. You cross me, then it's a different story. But 20 years at my job. Thank God for that. God bless for that. 20 years at my job. 20 years. You know what I mean? Great paying job. It's provided a great life for, I'm going to start from the beginning. It provided a great life for myself, my daughter's mom, and my daughter, when we were together, we didn't want for nothing. We didn't need for nothing. You know, anything we needed, we got it done. Apartments, cars, whatever, food, shelter, whatever, entertainment, all the good stuff. My job provided that. And I want to give a shout out to New Jersey Transit. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? For the pension. Thank you for the 401k. Thank you for everything. It's a blessing. Got a 19-year-old daughter, beautiful daughter, Imani Amor Draper. You know, she's in college. She's doing her numbers. She's real bright young lady. Bright future. If it's the Lord's will and she make it to see her latter years, she's going to be all right. God continue to bless her. But my daughter, beautiful seed, and she stand on morals and principles and honor too. You know, honor is a big thing, man. My legacy is important to me, man. All this right here, this flashing, this is nothing, man. This is nothing. All this right here is nothing. My legacy is what counts. That's what I always wanted to set straight, my legacy. That's why I said God is great and the legacy is straight. And yeah, I just always wanted a great legacy. That's all I wanted, my legacy to be carried on. When my daughter see this, or my family members see this, my aunts, uncles, brothers, nieces, nephews, cousins, loved ones, and friends see this, they see, you know, it's real. It's straight up honor. So, on that note, I'm going to say, man, just sitting here, man, reminiscing on my loved ones, man, my family members, man, like, sheesh. But back to where I am now. I got a beautiful woman right now. You know, she's been in my corner for 12 years. Stephanie Ann Wilbur, great woman. Stood the test of time with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm very grateful to have her in my life. We've had a lot of good times, a lot of bad times, but it balanced out. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta give a shout out to her, man. And my stepson, Tahir Sewell, great kid. I love him. You know what I mean? I pray for him that you know, every want and need he has, you know, is fulfilled. His dreams. Man, just sitting here really doing this, man, like thinking like, yo, 2020, man, like, wow, I'm still here by the grace of God. Sometimes it's just a little overwhelming, but like I said, this is the foundation, our story, ancestral tree. That last question I pretty much answered, because it was saying, what legacy do you want to leave behind? The legacy I want to leave behind, and my daughter said this to me today. She said, Dad, I'm proud of you. My 19-year-old daughter said, Dad, I'm proud of you. You are really a stand-up man. You're a great example of what a real man should be. That's what my daughter said to me today when we were on the phone. And I appreciate that. That's all I ever wanted, was my loved ones, family members, friends, more so family, loved ones, and friends, to just recognize and respect that, and always be a stand-up guy to them, and always, you know, be just a great role model, a great influence. You know what I'm saying? Certain things I just never did in front of my daughter. I never played no wild music in front of my kid. I never watched no wild stuff on TV in front of my kids. I never used no crazy language whatever I did outside, my daughter never knew about it. A lot of stories I'm just telling her now. You know what I'm saying? But that's the legacy I wanted to leave behind, man. Love, respect, honor, you know, whatever God you believe in, man. Believe in something, man. Believe in something. Have faith in something. I'm not going to tell you what God to choose, or, you know, what entity or what religion. Whatever works for you and gets you through. You understand? That's what you follow. So I just want to say to my brothers, I want to give a big shout out to my brother John H. Jordan. I love you, my brother. I miss you, my brother. Rest in peace, my brother. I want to give a big shout out to my brother Louis Bonds. I love you, my brother. I miss you, my brother. You know, aka Blondie. You know what I'm saying? Those two guys right there, John Jordan, aka Sonny, and Blondie. Blondie, straight gangster. You know what I mean? Sonny, lover man, lover boy, talk your ear off. You know what I mean? Great guy though. Great guy. Lovable guy. You know what I'm saying? I miss you, my brother. John Jordan, man. We lost him this year, 2020, and I was devastated. But I just want to say, rest in peace, my brother. Rest up. I love you. But giving a shout out to those two brothers. My brother Blondie, my brother Sonny. I want to give another shout out to my brother Michael Jordan. Not the basketball player, my brother Michael Jordan. I love you, brother. I miss you. You know, you were a good brother to me. I have no bad ill will to say anything about you. I love you. I miss you. Big shout out to you, Michael Jordan. I want to give a shout out to my brother Butch Martin Nevels. I love you, my brother. He's still here with us. I love you. I respect you. I honor you. I cherish you. Brother, you're a great father. You're a great son. You're a great uncle. You're a great friend. You're a great nephew. I love you. And can't wait to see you, man. I want to give another shout out to my brother Willie Albert Nevels. Another super great guy, man. Another guy I kind of modeled myself after. You know what I'm saying? With just being a straight up hard worker. You want something, go get it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, man. Materialistic or whatever. Go get it. You know what I'm saying? I learned how to save, messing with this dude, just watching him. I learned a lot from my brother Willie Nevels. Albert, I love you, my brother. He's still with us too. I love you, my brother. I respect you. I honor you. Yo, your legacy is strong. All the brothers y'all just named, legacy strong, man. Like, yo, we here. We in the building, man. We on this planet. I love you, Albert. Give another big shout out to my brother Steven Saladin Nevels. Another strong influence on my life, man. Got a lot of my style, a lot of my fashion from him, a lot of my look from him. Yo, I love you, my brother. He's still here with us too, man. I love you, bro. You know, I honor you. I respect you. Yo, your legacy is strong. Your legacy is straight. You know what I mean? A lot of my brothers, they overcame a lot of demons, man. They still here, man. I love y'all, man. Like, yo, Sal, you know how we get down. You like the, you know, the kind of like the father I never had too, because you was right there as far as age-wise, you know what I'm saying? I'm the baby, and then, you know, you right before me. So, like I said, man, I was getting a lot of hand-me-downs from my brother, a lot of style, a lot of fashion, a lot of slang, my hip-hop, you know what I'm saying? I fell in love with hip-hop, you know, effing around with my brother, man, because he would have all the Mr. Magic, Chuck Chill Out, you know what I'm saying, Dr. Dre in the operating room, you know what you know what I'm saying? Houdini, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, you know what I'm saying? Like all that good old hip hop, man. I'm still hip hop to this day, man. I still bang classics and all that. But shout out to my brother Steven Saladin Nevels, man. I love you, man. He's still here with us, man. Yo, God is great and your legacy straight too, man. I love you, my brother. Gotta give a super, super big shout out to my sister, Mary Ann Everson. I love you, sis. She's still here with us too. Look just like my mom. I love you, May. You know, your legacy straight too. You know what I'm saying? You a big influence on us all. You know, you the glue. You the glue. You know what I'm saying? You just like Mom Dukes. You the glue. You the sister. You my older sister and everything. Man, I kill a nigga straight like that. Let a nigga ever put his hands on you. I'll kill a nigga. Love my sister. I love you, May. God bless you. Can't wait to see you. Give you a nice hug. Can't wait till all this corona stuff is over so I can give you a nice hug. Kiss, tell you I love you. But your legacy straight, you know what I'm saying? You well respected. I love you, May. Those are my siblings right there. You know what I'm saying? So that's the foundation right there, man. Our story. Like, share, subscribe. For those who are tuned to my other channel, the Weapon X program, I'm gonna put this up there, and then once y'all see that, I'm gonna move it over to the foundation, and then I want y'all to subscribe to that channel, because that channel is strictly for us. That's for us. So the next interview I do, you know what I'm saying, hit like, share, subscribe, go in the comment section. You know what I mean? If I missed out on anything, you know what I mean? Like, I have a part 2 to this where I do all my nieces and stuff like that. But this is just my story on, you know, my parents and where they from, and, you know, just giving that so my daughter, nieces, nephews, aunts, cousins, uncles, and everything, they can, you know, have that history as well. You know what I mean? But while we here, I will give a shout out because I got some time. So I will give a shout out. I'm going to start from my down south family. I want to give a shout out to my Aunt Johnny Pearl. I want to give a shout out to my Uncle Buddy. I want to give a shout out to my Aunt Leslie. I want to give a shout out to my cousin Gladys, my cousin Ann, my cousin Kevin. I want to give a shout out to my cousin Calavan. I want to give a shout out to my Uncle Jerry. I want to give a shout out to, I believe I said, I'm not sure, my Aunt Willa Mae. I want to give a shout out to my cousin Joyce. I want to give a shout out to my cousin Joyce and Ruth. I want to give a shout out to, man, so many of them down south. You know what I'm saying? My cousin Tina. I want to give a shout out to my cousin Tina. I want to give a shout out to, man, it's just so many people down south. You understand? I just want to say, give a shout out to all my family members down south. The Rollins family, my cousin Tree Rollins. You know what I'm saying? From the Atlanta Hawks. You know what I mean? Pro ball player. Man, let me go down the list now of all my nieces. I want to give a shout out to my niece Candy. I want to give a shout out to my niece Bambi. I want to give a shout out to my niece Shelly. I want to give a shout out to my niece Brandy. I want to give a shout out to my niece Ebony. I want to give a shout out to my nephew Marquise. I want to give a shout out to my niece Deshawn. I want to give a shout out to my niece Alicia. I want to give a shout out to my niece Shantae. I want to give a shout out to my niece Ashley. I want to give a shout out to my niece Chelsea. I want to give a shout out to, man, just go there. I said Deshawn, I said Alicia, I said Shantae, I said Brandy, Bambi, Candy, Brandy, Bambi, Candy, Shelly, yo, it's so many, man. Shout out to my great nephews, Ibn, Taji, Mecca, Ruby. I want to give a shout out to Alquan, Almir, Kwamir, Shamir, Rafia, my niece Rafia. I heard she just had a baby. Give a shout out to your baby. Sheesh, all my niece's kids. You know, I might not know y'all name off back, but just shout out to all my family members, man. If I ain't say your name, please forgive me. You know, it's super late right now. You know what I mean? I had a little something to drink earlier. My mouth dry like that. I should have had the water sitting here next to me. But I ain't want to get up and go and pause and do all the other good stuff, man. If I missed anybody, man, please forgive me. I want to give a shout out to my cousin Rich. You know what I'm saying? Richie Fry. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Fry. I want to give a shout out to Lacey Fry. I want to give a shout out to my wifey. I want to give a shout out to Stephanie Ann Wilberg. I want to give a shout out to her moms, Donna. I want to give a shout out to my baby mom, Shonda Edwards. I want to give a shout out to her mom, Donna Edwards. I want to give a shout out to my wife mom, Donna Ajide. I want to give a shout out to Derek, Dane, Tahir, Chantel, Melissa, just everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? Adriana, Haley. Yo, man, the list is just crazy. Ibn, Emil, his daughter, Amelia. Yo, man, the family is big, man. All the Draper family out there in Arizona, Memphis. I want to give a shout out to all y'all. You know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to all the Nevilles out there, North Carolina, Uncle MT, my cousin Wayne, man, Jaquita, yo, man, yo, the family is deep, bro. The family is deep. Let me give a shout out to my South Jersey family too, man. I gotta give a shout out to my homeboy David and his wife, Robin. I gotta give a shout out to my homeboy, you know what I mean, Hassan Kirk. I gotta give a shout out to both Dinks. I gotta give a shout out to, you know, Nay, Tay, Boo, Felicia. Gotta give a shout out to my homie CB, my homeboy Kimi. Man, yo, the list go on and on, man. Tamira. Give a shout out to Mikey, Jordan. Give a shout out to Jaden. Just, yo, the family is too big, man. It's massive family. My nephews, Kyrie, man, yo, both Kyries, man. I can't even think of Kyrie's brother name right now, man. Like I said, I'm a little out there, but it is what it is, man. You know, just shout out to everybody, man, that's out there getting it. All of Brandy's kids, all of Alicia's kids, all of Shelly's kids, all of Bambi's kids. If I ain't say their names right or say their names, my apologies. I love y'all. And like I said, this is the foundation. This is me, Kevin Draper. I ain't even gonna say Weapon X because we ain't even on the Weapon X channel right now. We on the foundation. And this is what we doing. We putting history together. You know what I mean? We creating history together. You know what I mean? So Shout out to my daughter, Imani Moore Draper. I'm proud of you. I love you, girl. Keep up the excellent work. You know, everybody down there in South Jersey. My man, Mel Matrix, his wife, Deanna, Nick, Dana, Angie. People I met out there, man. Just good people, man. My real, I call him my brother, man. David Bonds, like, yo, real talk, man. Good with open arms, took me in. You know what I mean? His wife too, man. Robin, their kids, David Jr. I'm so right now. I can't even, you know what I'm saying? Sydney, Shelby, Rodney, man, Shonda from down there, their cousin, Sheena, a lot of good people I met, man, you know what I mean? Just gotta give y'all shout outs, man. You know, all that's family right there, man, like official family. You know, I get to my shout outs to my homeboys and all that, but that's family right there. Them the type I kill for, you know what I'm saying? Split a bill for, you know? But on that note, man, shout out to all the Smiths too, man. The Smiths, the Nevilles, the Drapers, the Jordans, the Eversons, the Fords, all the Ford family down south, man. Yo, I love y'all. And I'm gonna end this one by just saying, man, let's keep this tree growing, man. Water this tree so this tree can grow. I love you guys. And, huh, man?